After listening to this song, I hope that you were able to learn something from the lyrics. The first time that I heard this song, it really stood out to me. If we all bleed the same, why are we treated different based on the color of our skin? We are all the same inside. Tonight, we end our At the Table series and reflect on what we can do to be more aware of the racial injustices that our brothers and sisters of color face. Think about a time when you were treated differently based on how you looked. Not just your physical traits, but also in the way you dress or how you speak. I'm sure at one point or another, someone has given us a dirty look. Those dirty looks and getting treated differently based on who we are can hurt. I know this for a fact. As a child, I went to an urban school and I also looked different from my classmates. Raise your hand if you know who Jackie Chan is. My classmates would always ask me if I was Jackie Chan's daughter. In the 90s, Jackie Chan was a huge celebrity. At the time, I felt offended by being called his daughter because they made a generalization that I was Chinese, and I wasn't Chinese. However, looking at it now, if I was Jackie Chan's daughter, then that would be pretty awesome. Growing up as Filipino and Peruvian has been great because I am proud of my mixed heritage. But at times, I'm confused about where I'm from because I'm not from my parents' countries and I wasn't born in the US. I was born in Germany. I would then get asked, "Oh, are you German?" I then had to explain that I was born at a military base. This presented many challenges and stereotypes in my life. One of those being that I'm fluent in Spanish, and people find that surprising because I don't look Hispanic, but I am half Hispanic, and I grew up speaking Spanish with my Peruvian father. Another example of language was when I was younger and I spoke to people. They would be really surprised and tell me that I speak English well. I would then respond with, "I grew up here." This is where don't judge a book by its cover comes into play. What I experienced were microaggressions. Despite experiencing microaggressions based on how I look, I am still proud of my heritage and I appreciate being unique. I get to eat some really tasty food, speak multiple languages, and cherish my Catholic faith, which were all part of my culture. Take a second to think about your culture and what makes you unique, and teach people to appreciate our differences so we can end microaggressions. Microaggressions have started because people haven't spoken up about certain populations getting stereotyped. A classic example that I have heard is one of a woman clutching her purse close to her simply because there is a black man walking in the opposite direction as her. She is projecting onto that person that he is a thief or dangerous simply because he is black and male. And she makes moves to protect herself based on no other information than that. I know several other people who have experienced microaggressions, and I'm sure you have too. Another example that I have is an Asian friend of mine who was getting teased all throughout high school because of how she looked. The guy who teased her would sing a song in Chinese and gave her a sneer. She was hurt by the fact that he made fun of her race, but even though he was mean to her, he asked her for help with his homework, and she still helped him. Despite being made fun of, later on this guy finally realized the pain that he had caused my friend, so he wrote in her senior yearbook that he was sorry for what he did because he found Christ.